timing. Yes, the explosion should be produced exactly in the moment. The moment is at the end of compression, just before start power. In that moment. In the majority of the engines, that explosion, that ignition is created in gasoline in between 12 and 16 degrees before the piston reaches the top. 12 and 16, depending of the Mercruiser or Crusader is 12, 14, 15, yeah, it's in between 12 and 16 degrees before. In diesel, is around 4 or 6 degrees before top dead center. In this, in general. For example, that engine is 4 degrees before. Your Yanmar is 6 degrees before. Yeah? That's the design of the manufacturer. If you produce the explosion in other moment, that's not good. Because what is the symptom when the explosion is produced not in the time, in other moment? What is the symptom in your engine? An explosion in the exhaust pipe, fire, or flame in the carburetor. What happens if I have flame in the carburetor? What is the meaning of that? I have constantly flame coming out through the carburetor. What is the meaning of that? There are some problems in that engine. Pay attention. The spark will be produced during the intake. During the intake, it's supposed that you only have suction of air and fuel. What happens if during that moment that the fuel and the air enter, the spark plug spark, ignite the mixture, and you have flame? What is the meaning of that? The engine is not on time. In a typical gasoline engine in your car, this is because what? Suddenly, your car is good, but suddenly you have in the intake manifold flame. What happened in your car? That situation was 2 days ago. Before of that, the engine was perfect. And 2 days ago, I have flame in the intake manifold. And I have detonations. The timing belt is broken, one teeth. And what happened? The crank and the cam is move it a little, off, 2 tips. And now the explosion is not in the moment. You understand? The engine is misfiring. The engine is off. The timing is off. In gasoline, the engine continues running with misfiring and explosion and detonation. In diesel, no start. No start, because the diesel engine only starts if the compression of the air is perfect. In other words, in a diesel engine, if the injector open during the intake or in other moment, no ignite, because the fuel, the diesel, need good temperature and good pressure. Yeah? In diesel, start only if the timing is perfect. No, it's a number. If it's a little off, no start. Should be perfect. In gasoline, yes, and you have misfiring because it's produced for a spark. Doesn't matter if the mixture is compressed or not. If the spark, what happened? Ignite. That's why in diesel engines, in the morning at the beginning, you need the preheater to preheat the air, or you need a blower with hot air to help at the beginning. You understand? Because you need good temperature and good pressure in the combustion chamber when you compress. How is the process to put when you assemble the engine? When you are in the process to assemble the engine, we are going to do that. What is the procedure to put the engine on time? Remember that the pistons are organized according with the type of block. This block is 4 cylinders in line. There are other blocks, you remember, 4 and 4 B. There are other one 6 in line, or 8 in line, or 5 and 5, B10, or B12. No? Which ones are the most common in marine applications? Inline 6, inline 4, B8. Detroit diesel have B10, B12, huge engines. But the most commons are inline 6, inline 4, the most commons. Okay? All right. And the cylinders, normally, the cylinder number 1 is in front. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Check the manual, because some manufacturers, they have the number 1, this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah? Okay, check the manual. Why is important know where is located piston number 1? Because I am going to organize the timing according with that piston. You need verify in the manual, in the service manual, the timing procedure for that engine. Because some engines, some manufacturers, they use no piston 1, piston 6. Okay. It's according with piston 6. But in 98% of the engine is with piston 1. And what is the meaning of that? I am going to bring piston number 1 at top dead center. How many times the piston in a cylinder will be at top dead center? Twice. One at the end of
Exhaust
and
compression.
one at the end of compression and other one at the end of exhaust. In which of those you think that is good to organize the timing?
Compression.
At the end of compression. Why at the end of compression and not at the end of exhaust? What happened at the end of exhaust? One valve is open, exhaust valve. If you want to organize the timing, you need both valves closed at the end of compression. Great, great. Okay, pay attention. Suppose that I have the head of my engine here, and I want to bring piston number 1 to top dead center. There are different techniques. Suppose that I have the head here, and I remove the injector, and I introduce a screwdriver, and I move the crankshaft, and the screwdriver goes down and up, down and up. Yes or no? When the screwdriver is up, the piston is at top dead center. Okay, now the piston is up, but I don't know if the valves are open or closed. How, if I have the rocker arms organized over there, how I know that the valve is open or closed?
The gears are marked underneath.
Nah.
No?
It's level.
Now pay attention. Think, you remember? You remember when the engine is running, the valve, the rocker arm moving? You remember? Okay. Look at this. This. Pay attention. This and this. This valve is
Closed.
This valve is closed because the spring is extended. And this one, the spring is compressed and the valve is open. You understand? I need move it the crankshaft slowly until both valves stay closed, and the rocker arms, if you move the rocker arms are loose. Come on, 1 second. Look at this. This valve is closed. The spring is extended, and I can move my. This valve is open. Up, close, 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 open, open, close, close, open, close, and open. Suppose that I bring piston number 1 with the piston at the end of the compression and both valves close.
So both needs to be loose.
When the valve is closed, the spring should be
Loose.
extended and the rocker arm free. Don't forget, repeat that. The valve is closed because the spring is extended and the rocker arm free. Pay attention. If the rocker arm is down like this, what happened with the spring? The spring is compressed and the valve open. There are like 5 questions in different quizzes related
So when
with
it's
that.
compressed, it's open.
If it's compressed, it's open. This is compressed. This is compressed. This is compressed. This is, oh, the valve is open.
Okay.
In this moment, okay, pay attention. I am going to put a socket here, and I am going to turn it, the crankshaft, until both of them are free. When both of them are free, this is exactly what moment? What moment in the cycle? The end of compression. All right, I am going to bring piston number 1 at top dead center at the end of compression. Ready? Pay attention. When the piston number one is at top dead center at the end of compression, in the majority of the engine, gas or diesel, they have marks. This metal here is the timing cover. Camera over. Come on here. The majority of the engines, they have here the harmonic balancer. Look at the harmonic balancer. All of the harmonic balancers, they have one mark. You see that mark? That mark is it's like an arrow. When this mark is aligned with this mark in the timing cover, you see the mark? When this mark is aligned with this, it's because the piston number 1 is at top dead center with both valves closed. And this is the moment of zero timing. Zero. Everybody follow me? What is the moment? Zero when the mark in the harmonic balancer is aligned with the mark in the timing cover.
That's how it comes from the manufacturer.
That's the manufacturer specification. If you check in the manual and you check the chapter timing position or timing procedure, you go to that page and they have the marks and they say the mark that should be aligned with this. This is the moment.
So
in this moment, when this one is aligned with this, the engine is at zero position. Okay, I am going to put the head, I am going to put the rocker arms, I am going to assemble it again, I am going to tighten, and I am going to start the engine. But I am going to start the engine at zero position. And what is the recommendation for this engine? How many degrees before?
oh, 6 or 4.
6 or 4. Okay, no. Let me 1 second. I am going to start at 0. As soon as the engine starts, I retard 6 degrees. This is one way. Other way is, no, I am going to put 6 degrees before from the beginning with the engine off, and I start at 6 degrees before. Later, I'm going to explain that procedure. Wait a little. This is the zero position. Okay. Why I need the zero position? Because if in this moment I remove the timing cover, guys, follow me. This is the coolant pump. You see the coolant pump? The coolant pump enter here and circulate the coolant around the sleeves, the cylinder. You see? Okay, I remove the timing cover with the engine at zero position. Come on, guys. Come on, camera. Look at this. This is the crankshaft. This is the camshaft. And this is the gear of the fuel injection pump. Everybody follow me? Look at this. The mark in the cam is aligned with this dot. You see? The dot in the crank? Aligned with this. You see? And the mark, the dot, in the gear of the fuel injection pump is aligned with this. This is the other mark according with the manual of this engine. At zero position, this one should be here in front of this. And this one, this mark, should be here in front of this pin. And this is indicating that the crank, the cam, and the fuel injection pump are synchronized. What is the meaning of that? When this piston is at the end of the compression, this injector injects the fuel. And when this one is on top, this one injects. It's in the moment, it's precision. This is the timing. For that reason today, in our lab, we remove the head. We are in this moment like this. Yes or not? In your engine. We are going to remove the accessories in front, and we are going to remove the timing cover. And we are going to rotate the engine until the engine is at the end of compression. and we are going to verify the marks.